and gentlemen, I'm your English teacher. Today we are going to delve into a wonderful world of literature. Can any one of you, the sitter, tell me the different genres of literature?
Sir, may I?
Oh dear, come on to the stage. I can't see you.
Poetry, novels, and drama?
Excellent. Yes, drama is indeed one of the major genres of literature. It's a form of storytelling where the characters, dialogues, and actions are enacted on the stage.
Sir, when did drama start and why?
Great question, dear. Drama has been around for centuries, dating back to ancient civilizations like Romans and Greeks. It's a form of entertainment, education, and comical expression for communities.
Sir, do you have any favorite drama?
Oh dear, well, if I had to choose, I would say The Plays of King Lear by William Shakespeare.
Why is that, sir?
King Lear explores the themes of power, betrayal, family dynamics, and the passage of time.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Can we watch King Lear, sir?
Wow, I think it's a fantastic idea. So let's immerse ourselves into the world of King Lear and witness the lessons he had learned over time.
I am King Lear, the King of England.
I am Ken, the noble minister.
I'm Fool. I am Gondrel, the eldest daughter of King Lear.
I am Gondril, husband of Gond. I am Albany, husband of Gondril.
I am Regan, the second daughter of King Lear.
I am Cornwall, the husband of Regan.
I am Cordelia, the youngest daughter of King Lear.
I am the King of France, the suitor.
I am the Duke of Burgundy, the suitor. We are the soldiers.
I am Gloucester.
We are the narrators. Ben.
Long live the king.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, as the sun set on another day, we embark on a journey through windswept moors and majestic castle of Shakespeare's imagination.
Long live the king.
We invite you to witness the unraveling king's fate, where pride and love collide in the tempest emotions echoing through the annals of time.
Prepare to be spellbound as we delve into heart-wrenching saga of family, loyalty, and the pursuit in power of King Lear.
So, without further ado, let the drama unfold and the story of Lear and his daughters begin under the twilight sky.
Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king.
Long live the king.
Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king. Long live the king.
Today is a special day, my dear daughters. I have two announcements to make. Firstly, the Earl of Burgundy and the King of France, the two suitors, will soon visit to seek the hand of Cordelia. And secondly, as I grow older, I have decided to divide my estate. The division will reflect our values, and the daughter who show the deepest love for me will receive the largest portion. Gondrel, our firstborn, first you come.
Dear Father, your request to express my love towards you makes me feel humble and grateful. Words alone can't express how much I love you. My love towards you is like the endless sea. It knows no bounds. I want nothing more than to see you happy and well taken care of as you grow older. I promise to make sure you're comfortable and looked after. Your happiness is what matters most to me, and I'll express my love through actions and not just my words.
Bring up the map. Gondrel, your love and devotion comfort me greatly. I am giving you and Albany a part of my kingdom, including the lush forest and the snowy mountains as a token of trust and affection.
Thank you, my lord.
Now let us hear from our second daughter, our beloved Regan, the wife of Cornwall. What do you have to say about this all?
Oh, my dear father, I feel happy to express my deep love for you. I compare myself to my sister, saying that I value myself just as she does. I go even further, saying that I am only devoted to my father's love, giving up all other joys. This shows how committed I am to you, my lord, proving that my love for you is above everything else, even my husband and children.
Oh, Regan, your words touch my heart deeply. Such devotion deserves a recognition. I grant you a portion of my kingdom as a token of trust and affection.
Thank you, dear father. I will treasure this gift and remain loyal to you always.
Be deserving of this trust, my child. May our bond strengthen through this gesture. Cordelia, now it's your turn. My sweet youngest daughter, what do you have to say about this all?
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Cordelia, nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am. I can't leave my heart into my mouth. I love you, Majesty, according to my bond, no more, no less.
Cordelia, mend your words, lest it will be harmful for you. Be wise.
You have given me life, raised me, loved me. I owe you everything, so I'll obey, honor, and love you as I should. Why bother with husbands for my sisters if they claim to love you as much as I do? When I marry, my loyalty will be to my husband. My love for him will be shared with care and duty. But I promise I'll never marry just to please you like my sisters did. My love for you is special and genuine.
But do you truly feel this way?
I shall not play this game.
You make me angry. I disown you from my parental care. Cordelia, this disobedience wounds me deeply. Since you refuse to play the game of flattery, leave my sight and never return.
The sweet and beautiful will presently appear. The one is mostly here, another one found out there.
I loved her the most. Thought to live rest of my life with her only.
This is madness, sir. Don't banish your only daughter, who truly loves you and dare to speak the truth.
Don't come between the family affairs.
Hey, be calm. Show some respect to King's judgment. You are not permitted to speak in family matters.
Albany, this may work well for us. With Cordelia gone, we may share the kingdom.
Yeah, really. We can share the kingdom.
Farewell, my majesty. Princess, take care of yourself and be strong and be truthful always.
Out of the sea.
My lord, here are Duke of Burgundy and King of France. I seek your permission to let the two suitors in, who wish to marry your youngest daughter Cordelia.
Everything is in vain now. She is standing with nothing. But bring them in. Let them try their luck.
I am the Duke of Burgundy, and I am here for the hand of sweet dear Cordelia for marriage. I am the King of France. I wish to marry Cordelia.
Really, you two gentlemen want to marry my daughter Cordelia? What dowry do you require?
Most loyal Majesty, I wish no more than the third of the kingdom, as you said before.
Her price is fallen, sir. She is standing with nothing. Now she is yours.
Nothing? Then I'm sorry, Cordelia. You have lost your father and husband too. I'm not at all interested to marry you.
Peace to you, my Lord Burgundy. Since you love money and power so much, I won't be your wife.
And you, France?
Beautiful Cordelia, you are all the richer now that you're poor, and more valuable now that you're rejected, and more loved that you're hated. I will marry you. My lord, the daughter you have rejected is now my queen, the queen of France. No duke of spineless Burgundy can take the treasure of girl from you. Say goodbye to them, Cordelia.
She is yours, King of France. She is no longer my daughter. Take her away. I don't want to see her face again. I don't want to see her face again. I don't want to see her face again.
Say goodbye to your sisters, Cordelia.
I leave you all with tears in my eyes. I know what you both are in reality. Take good care of our father.
Good? Don't tell us what our duty is.
You should focus intent on pleasing your husband who has taken you in an act of charity.
Let's go, Cordelia.
You, Shri.
Men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. Men may come and men may go, but I go on forever.
How are you, my daughter? Why the frown?
As your old father, you should be a little wise. You are in my home with hundreds of knights. They are loud and disorderly. You have turned this palace into a living hell.
The head sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it had its head but no bite young.
You speak too much, fool. Calm down, Gondril. You should not upset yourself.
Is this my eldest daughter who speak to me like that?
Yes, you have to get rid of all the knights if you want to stay in my home.
Prepare my horses. Don't try to make me fool. We will no more meet, no more see one another. May God take care of you. I have another daughter, Regan. I and my 100 knights will stay there.
What shall happen now?
I should warn my sister as soon as possible.
I can hear that his company has arrived. How shall I receive him?
With caution like a sister.
Good morrow to you both.
Hail to your grace.
What brings you too soon, my highness?
Oh, Regan, your sister is nothing to me now. She insulted me, she disgraced me and much more.
Oh, sir, you're old now. I pray you have wronged her. Ask her for the forgiveness.
Dear daughter, I confess that I am the old man now, but I do beg you on my knees to give me bed and food.
Good, sir. Now return to my sister.
No, Regan.
My lord, come down and listen to your daughter.
Go on, religious serpent. Lightning sent to blinding flames into scornful eyes.
This is how you'll speak of me too?
No, Regan, for your tender. You know the bond of childhood. Don't forget that I have given you the half of my kingdom.
Father, I pray you return to my sister.
You too return to her? I would rather be enslaved.
Then okay. If you mind to stay there, I must insist that you can only have handful of followers with you.
Father, have you found my sister more accommodating? Is it true that she does not entertain your followers either?
What's the need of having 25 servants?
Why 25? Why not 10?
10? What do you even need of one?
You see me here, God, a poor old man full of grief as he ages.
Wake up, my majesty, wake up.
Oh God, my king has been deserted. Ending of this play is full of death, but we have brought some positivity in this drama. So, pay attention because the King of France is on his way to invade England and find the king in mid of his way. Leo wakes up in a French camp and finds Cordelia by his side.
Wake up, father, wake up. Wake up, father, wake up.
Dear sweet Cordelia, I am an old foolish father who did wrong to you. I beside your forgiving.
Don't say this, father. I love you now and always.
Pardon, Cordelia, pardon. I hope you will not leave your foolish father anymore.
No, father, not at all.
Don't worry, my lord. Gondrel and Regan have to pay what they have done to you. Bestow your blessing upon me. I promise you that your culprits will slain at your command. See you soon, father.
The King of France has defeated all and brings Regan, Gondrel, Albany, and Cornwall for Lear and Cordelia.
Father, here are your offenders to be punished, waiting for a command.
No, I can't.
Okay, if my father is unable to do so, I would like to take this opportunity. Soldiers, take them and hang them till death.
Mercy, mercy, Cordelia, mercy. After all, they are your sisters and my daughters too. How can I see them die? Forgive them and let them go.
I can't believe my ears. My father, he is a man like no other. He gave you life, nurtured you, taught you, and fought for you. You have troubled him to the fullest. You had no pity on him. Shame, a big shame. Yes, we do not deserve to live, but saying a sorry would not mean much to you now.
My father gave me the greatest gift that anyone could give another person. He believed in me, but truly regretting for what we have done. Forgive us, Father. Forgive us.
Time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters. My dear little hearts, remember that life's greatest lessons are always learned in the worst time. So, respect your parents, treat them with love and care.
Thank you.
Applause and thanks to the Twilight of Majesty. Thanks to all the participants.